Last week, on October 14th, Fox News Channel's #1 personality, Bill O'Reilly, was the guest on the ABC morning show The View. His appearance became international news when co-hosts Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar walked off the stage while O'Reilly was explaining why a mosque should not be built near Ground Zero. O'Reilly acknowledged that Muslims have a right to build the mosque, but that it's inappropriate because a lot of 9/11 families don't want it. Whoopi Goldberg reminded O'Reilly that Muslims have a constitutional right to freedom of religion and that among the victims in the World Trade Center were 70 Muslims. O'Reilly responded, saying that a recent poll showed 70% of Americans don't want that mosque built near Ground Zero. When asked, why is that? He said that it was, quote unquote, because Muslims killed us on 9/11. Immediately, Whoopi Goldberg raised her voice and corrected him, telling him it wasn't Muslims, but extremist Muslims. When O'Reilly would not clarify his position by saying that, indeed, extremist Muslims were responsible for the horrors of 9/11, both Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar walked off the stage. While many pundits have chimed in to say that it was wrong for Whoopi and Joy to have done that, to me, their walking off the stage is a form of free speech. In so doing, they made their point non-violently, without words, and it captured the attention of the world. Bill O'Reilly is a lifelong Catholic and was once a history teacher at a Catholic school, so surely he knows that his beloved Roman Catholic Church is responsible for more brutality and bloodshed upon the peoples and nations of the world than any other known religion. Let me ask you this, for argument's sake. If 19 Catholics instead of 19 Muslims had been responsible for the 9/11 attacks, do you think you would hear Bill O'Reilly saying over and over that Catholics were responsible for 9/11 or that extremist Catholics were? Yesterday, at the end of Bill O'Reilly's show, The Factor, he read an email from Tom, one of his viewers, which said, Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg avoid what they do not wish to see. They are deaf to what they do not wish to hear. They ignore what they do not wish to know. Like most extremists on both sides, they are masters of self-deception. O'Reilly responded, Wow, what an excellent letter, Tom, and then informed his audience he'd be sending Tom a free signed copy of his most recent book. Clearly, O'Reilly agrees that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar are extremists and masters of self-deception, yet you will never hear him apply those terms to himself regarding his conservative Christian politics or his Catholic religion. While O'Reilly will go on and on about how Muslims were responsible for 9/11, and we're talking about 19 Muslims out of 1.5 billion, you will never hear him go on and on about how untold millions of heretics and Protestants and Muslims and Jews and non-Christians and Aboriginal peoples were persecuted and slaughtered by Catholics throughout the 8th century span of the Crusades and Inquisition. You will never hear him go on and on about the vicious beating and raping of multitudes of children by Catholic priests. I am not the biggest fan of Whoopi Goldberg or Joy Behar, but for Bill O'Reilly to judge those women as extremists and masters of self-deception is a testament to his own extremism and self-deception. Again, I ask you, for argument's sake, if 19 Catholics had been responsible for the 9/11 attacks, do you think you would hear Bill O'Reilly saying over and over that Catholics were responsible for 9/11 or that extremist Catholics were? Thank you.